I want you to really think about certain relationship dynamics that you're currently in, certain family members and friends that you know you feel intuitively that they're not for you, but you still surround yourself with them, right? See, just a little recap. I stated previously that we all heard that saying when the father's a player or one of the parents is a player, that they may give birth to a certain child, right? So we tend to hear it pertaining to fathers where they say if Papa was a Rolling Stone, they going to give birth to daughters, right? See, although people tend to view that negatively, I want you to realize that that's an opportunity that gets presented. Because if you give birth to children at that point in time, it's up to you to break that cycle. See, if you don't correct certain things that you're currently doing, that's going to be passed on to them, which now they have to be faced with that cycle and make certain decisions pertaining to it. See, if you're a feminine and you had a father who, again, he was a great father, but he may not have necessarily been a good individual. He may have had certain player ways to him. So in relationship dynamic, he may not have been the best. Or he may have settled for certain partnerships that he knew he shouldn't have been connected with, right? So therefore, it appeared like he was a cheater, but he wasn't a cheater. He was trying to compromise and be there for an individual that he truly didn't feel aligned with. So therefore, he compromised because, yes, he was a cheater and he should have faced it and ended the relationship. He still called himself trying to be there for the bigger picture. See, instead of breaking a cycle, he created one. And I want you to realize, what do the daughters then have to do? They had to be faced with a similar person as their father. See, the same things that they love their father about is the same thing that will wear them down in a relationship. See, they could love their father because, oh, he's a provider. He treated them, you understand, gave them their attention, bought them certain things, or had a certain way to them. So they could have been tough. They could have been this. They could have been that, right? See, I want you to realize, chosen ones, there's some of you that are attracted to your partner because they remind you of your father. And I don't know weirdo shit, so I shouldn't even have to say that. But for certain people who don't think clearly, you understand, let me make sure I say that. You may love that the fact that your father was a protector. You felt protected by him. So therefore, you got somebody who seems so rough and tough, but you end up needing protection from them. Or you find somebody who, again, whatever characteristic you could have loved about your father could have been the same thing that caused issues in a relationship. So you are faced with, again, you're looking towards the positive of them, but you're not seeing that they also have similarities pertaining to negative. What do I mean? So because this person has certain qualities or characteristics that are similar to what your father had or your mother had, the person that you looked up to in a sense, right, had similarities of them. See, at that time as a child, you ain't really know the truth about them. So you may have seen them as a great father or a great mother, but they may have been a terrible lover. You ain't know that yet, right? But in due time, as you got older, you started to hear certain things. You started noticing certain things, and you understand, you started to understand that things wasn't always as it appeared to be. So therefore, although you liked that your father was a protector of you, there's certain people that needed protection from that individual. He may not have made your mother, their lover, so on and so forth, feel like they were honored, catered to, so on and so forth. So where do you fit in within this, chosen ones? Because you have to play a position. So again, you could have loved qualities about your father, but you're going to have to break the cycle on behalf of your mother who failed to. So the fact that she held on to that relationship that wasn't for her, she got cheated on, beat it on, disrespected, used, didn't feel protected, was neglected, whatever the case may be. Your mother chose to stay there. So therefore, that's what you've seen as normal in a sense, right? So therefore, now you're facing a similar position where you was attracted to this person because you felt a certain type of way based upon what was instilled and drilled in you was the right thing. So therefore, now that you also are starting to see certain negative things too, you're going to have to be the one to break that cycle and walk away from them. You no longer can settle to make other people happy. That's like family members that feel like, well, this is what success looks like. This is what your life's supposed to look like. So they could tell you you're supposed to be married at this time. If you have children with somebody, you're supposed to marry them. You're supposed to this. They can have a whole blueprint on how they feel like your life should be. See, what they feel works for you is not true because they're not built like you, nor do they have the same purpose as you. So therefore, they can't tell you what to do. Only God can, chosen ones. So you out here trying to live your life like them. You out here staying restricted at certain jobs that don't bring you no happiness just because they feel like that's the job that's going to help provide. Oh, you don't have to like your job. It's just the fact that it's rewarding. Money comes in pertaining to it. So they tell you to sell in a sense. You're not doing your purpose. See, profit comes with purpose too, but they have to be patient. So instead of telling you to be the best you, they telling you what they feel is going to make you look successful. So therefore, even relationships as well, they say, oh, well, you have a few baby fathers, a few baby mothers already. So this next one, you're going to have to marry them. This person, this last one, you're going to have to marry them. Or again, they looking at you like you all over the place because they don't know what God has planned. See, chosen ones, you're going to have to think for you. You out here settling for partners because of what people feel like you should do. When that person, you don't feel no spark within that individual. You could have good times with them, but that's who you are. You're somebody who's going to make the best out of certain situations. So the fact that you even attempted to live the life based upon another individual, this whole time they could have been giving you finances, right? They could have been giving you money. Or you could have seen on a business tip that you was building with them. But with all of these material things that they was providing you those things because there was an area that was truly missing. See, they tried to buy you and bribe you. You didn't feel that spark with the individual. You didn't feel in love. Your soul didn't feel drawn to them. Instead, you persuaded yourself to get to know them, to like the situation, learn to like it, learn to accept it. So chosen ones, you really going to have to think for you because the whole time you feel like, oh, well, this person did this person did that for you. Cool. You appreciative. That's just that you being you. But at the same time, you can't allow what they did for you on the course of knowing them to weigh over your head in a sense. Because when you realize that they was bribing you to try to blind you from seeing what God had for you, the fact that they tried to mentally manipulate you into staying with them because they knew with another person where your heart was. They tried to persuade you not to pursue certain purposes that you had because they knew that you would become abundant. You wouldn't need them. They try to persuade you that you would look bad to your family because they knew that that's an insecurity that you had. But instead of saying fuck that and still doing what you was called to do, you settled for them. See, chosen ones, you getting woke up. You're not going to feel comfortable anymore. They're going to have to be forced to show you who they truly are. You understand me? And it's up to you how you going to handle it. What you going to do? You going to still allow them people to mentally manipulate you, play you, so on and so forth? Are you going to step up in your power? Are you going to no longer get bribed, get deterred, get distracted? Pay attention to certain illusions and magic manipulation that they cast. And nah, shake that shit off. They can't have no control over you. This next decision requires you to make the best decision for you. So where your heart at? Where your soul sparking at? Where do you keep getting drawn to? Where's that magnet leading you to? When God guides you, where is it popping up at? Pay attention to that, chosen ones. God got you, but you got to trust him. Continue to be great. If you need me, baby, you know how to reach me, right?